My name is Rebecca Morgan, and I am an English education major with a French education minor. I enjoy writing and reading in my free time. I have quite a few stories on an app called Wattpad. I have read a lot of books and seeking to read a ton more. I have worked at a daycare, Wendy's, the YMCA, and a game store called Games Galore and Party City. Each job helped me learn new skills I could use in the future. They also taught me to appreciate the essential workers. I went to Columbus State for a few semesters, not all in a row. I enjoyed it, but it felt like I could learn better from a university, so now I'm at Brigham Young University, Idaho student. I am currently taking online classes. Learning is like riding a bike. I say this because it can sometimes be dangerous to ride a bike. That is why most would start by riding on training wheels. It also takes a lot of time. Like learning, it must be taken one step at a time. Some of the doctrine I found was maintain an enthusiasm for learning, for education, from the For Strength of Youth book. When the Holy Ghost confirms in our hearts as truth what we know in our minds. Elder Bednar talking on understanding. Inquire is an action word that denotes asking, requesting, petitioning, soliciting, investigating, and exploring. Anyone who has common sense, that was by Elder Bednar. Anyone who has common sense will remember that the bewilderment of the eyes are two kinds and arise from two causes, either from coming out of the light or from going into the light, which is true of mind's eye quite as much as of the bold bodily eye. Plato. If we admit that in education it is necessary to begin with experience with the child already has to use his spontaneous and social activity, then the city streets begin this education for him in a more natural way than does school. Jane Addams. Principles. Knowing the parts of the bike. Knowing where the brakes and what each gear means is important. Like learning, these parts are the basics we need to know. So examples would be what best strikes one's interest and what makes what you learn stick. Generally, knowledge refers to facts, information, and abilities obtained through experience or education. Elder Bednar. I sat down and wrote out a flyer saying teachers we need on Citizenship School should be people who are respected by the members of the community, who can read well aloud, and who can write their names in cursive writing. Clark and Brown. Many people, impelled by these ideas, have become impatient with slow recognition on the part of the educators of the manifest obligation to prepare and nourish the child and the citizen for social relations. Jane Addams. Our decision, therefore, cannot turn on merely comparison of these tangible factors in the Negro and white schools involved in each cases. We must look instead in the effect of segregation itself, public education. Brown versus Board. Tools is the environment. The environment is what makes it easier or harder to ride a bike. If one is first starting out, one may choose a grassy hill so the bike moves itself, and it is better to fall on. Like learning, this is the tool that it takes to be able to have good experience. Studying, praying, and worshiping are not isolated and independent items on a checklist of things to do. Rather, each of these principles is an important element in an overarching spiritual quest to fulfill mandate, to receive and retain the Holy Ghost. It is also necessary. That was by Elder Bernard. It is also necessary in the impressions that are brought by the child to the child by instruction that there should be a sequence so that beginning and progress should keep pace with beginning and progress of the powers to be developed in the child. It's Leslie. Knowing learning styles is the preferred learning and process information. So yeah, learning is like riding a bike because it takes time and effort to go through and to learn. Some may fall, some may fail, but you always get up in the end and start trying your best. Thank you.